Right, so I'm going to be dragged through all this regardless of what the fuck's going on. And yeah, they're going to make life really difficult from start to finish, even though I'm struggling with my health and well-being. And that's the corruption and the criminality of these terrorists. I don't have a GP, so I'm pretty fucked. I'm not going to run off to a fucking hospital, because every time you go to a hospital when you've got a problem, they tell you, don't come back again. I can never work that one out. So I haven't been to a hospital for many, many years, because I just think that they're not dealing with injuries, and they don't know how to deal with injuries. They only deal with serious medical problems like heart attacks, like diseases, but they don't know how to fucking actually address any injuries or anything like that. This is where the whole fuck up is within the system. That no one is actually explaining anything or investigating anything. My injuries are worse than fucking COVID-19. COVID-19 gets all the fucking address because it's affecting a lot of people. My injuries are one of a kind, like many other people's injuries. And they don't do any investigations or spend any money actually investigating what the fuck's going on. So they're not trying to help your life, they're just trying to turn your life into a slave trade action and cause you as much distress and trauma as they possibly can. I'm laughing at the redaction on the emails. I'm going to say, when I get to answer all these emails, that's going to be good crack. Basically, they've redacted them all because they don't want anybody knowing the full facts of the full truth. And they're not calling the Prime Minister to testify, which I'm going to be demanding that. So literally, I think she's destroyed her entire career, her reputation, her character, and everything else with what's going on. But then again, that was always my fucking intent. If people are going to attack you, yeah, you got to attack them back. Being Irish, we don't go, I'm a victim. We don't do that shit. Being Irish, we stand up and we're staunch, and we basically call a spade a spade. And we don't take a backward fucking step. Not for no cunt. So, cunt means kidnapping, uncivilized, narcissistic, terrorizing, sadist scum. Not the sexual term. So, just so we're clarified on that, okay? And, it's two S's actually. It's sadist scum. So, anyway, I didn't even make that up. That's what I wrote out, and that's what actually, and then I took the first letter of each word and I went, that spells cunt. And that's a word that I actually detest when it's used in the sexual term. Absolutely detest it. Never used it in my life. And anybody who knows me will tell you that. Michael detests that word. But that's what it spelled out anyway, after I wrote it up. And I didn't even realise that's what it worked out to be when I wrote it up. And I have no problem in using that phrase or that term in terms of kidnapping, uncivilized, narcissistic, terrorizing, sadist scum. So we are where we are. We have to be where we are, because the only way you're going to beat terrorists in positions of power and slave traders and organised criminals is to actually take them on. And it's always going to be their jurisdictions, and they're always going to be trying to turn you into the villain, when in actual fact they're committing crimes and they're not being policed for the crimes they're actually committing. So there's the bottom line. At the end of the day, I will not have my life controlled by my attackers, my abusers, and my kidnappers. I will not have my life controlled by those who threaten to my life and my quality of life and my health and well-being and my sanity, and who tried to have me killed in prison, by the way. I'm not going to have my life controlled by those terrorists. I've carried a big weight in my life for the last 20 years. And I've tried to keep it all from my family, my friends. They don't know the fucking half of this. And this is what happens. And I'll tell you right now, it's not a good idea to withhold everything from everybody. But at the same time, it's not a good idea when your family are worn down themselves to cause them mental pain and suffering and worry and stress and trauma. You don't want to do that. So you carry it all yourself. And you just, you know what I mean, you got to stand up and you got to take responsibility for your own actions, which I always do. And you know what I mean, the end will always justify the means. And I will not be anybody's slave trade action while they claim to be running rehabilitation while they've left me with more injuries than I started with. And by the way, I'm having a beer because it's just relaxed me now after all the shit that I've gone through. But my arm isn't working right at all. I can hardly fucking lift the thing actually. And I still have those dizzy spells. Some people would say it's vertigo, but it's not vertigo. It's actually from my neck. And you can see the way I stand. It's a fucking joke. It's fucking insanity. So, my left arm is actually the one that I cut off with my left hand. And that's not so bad. It's the right that's really, really bad. The right is just... That's when they fucked me up in the back of the police car and then put the handcuffs over my head and dragged me to a fucking cell. And then put me in a prison. And then when they came into the prison, I called on the IPCA and they said, people don't like people who talk too much. You need to learn to be quiet before you get yourself killed. That, people, is exactly how my life has been run for the last 13 years. What was it, July, August? Something like that. I don't know. Can't even remember. All I can remember is I've got a photographic memory when people make statements to me. And I never forget the fucking word for word that they make. And I can't work out my own brain with that. It's like, Shane Page, this is an act of war against you, Michael. And then about 5 minutes later he went, it's personal against you, Michael. And then he said it again, it's personal against you, Michael, when he arrested me one day and said it in the back of a police car. And I just thought, well, that's me fucked, right? Well, if I'm going to be fucked, so is she. Beverly Wakeham said there's collateral damage in everything you do. Well, if I'm collateral fucking damage, then fuck you, you'll all be collateral damage. Simple as fucking that. I'm no cakewalk, and I'm not going to let some terrorist turn himself into a victim using fear and violence that I've never harmed anybody in my life. Never wanted to. It's just not my nature. I love to help people. I even love to give them my own money, for fuck's sake. Because I don't like to see people starve, and I don't like to see people hungry, and I don't like to see people struggling in life. Because I know what it's like to struggle. And I'm a little bit better off than most people. But I've never ever used what I have to benefit myself when other people are really, really struggling. I can't do that. It's like, it breaks my heart actually. It breaks my heart to actually see people suffering. And it enrages me when I watch fucking people in positions of power getting paid fucking $600,000-700,000 a fucking year, lining their own pockets and building their own fucking empire. They're all going to die just like everybody else. They can't fucking take it with them. For fuck's sake, it's a fucking joke. You know, they gather that much fucking wealth that they can't fucking take with them. You know what I mean? What was your man from Apple? What was his name? Can't even remember his name. Oh, it's Steve Jobs. Did all his fucking money do him any fucking good? No, he didn't. Did he use it to fucking help people? No, he didn't. He's a fucking stupid fuck. He started to help people after he fucking got diagnosed with cancer. How fucking stupid is that? No, people, I've never been one for billions of money. I can't be fucked with it. Because I can't take it with me. What I do want to do is live my life normally, peacefully, in tranquility, and have enough to pay all my fucking bills and have a home and all the rest of it. They took that from me. Because when you get caught up in legal and political garbage, you can't build anything. Your life is just controlled by fucking shyster lawyers. And all they want to do is fucking feed off you, feed off you, feed off you. I call them the vultures of the fucking world. Politicians are likewise. Police are likewise. I mean, they say, people want to fight their way up this fucking ladder. For what? So they can have power and control over other people? That's a fucking joke, that. I'm not joking. I can understand how hippies behaved in the 60s. What tranquil lives they fucking had. Because they copped onto it. They knew that the fucking system is full of shit. And it's only there for greedy people to make money. So anyway, yeah. Taxpayers pay for everything. I call them the biggest beneficiaries the world has ever seen. Lawyers, judges, politicians. All these lowlifes are paid fortunes with taxpayers' money, and yet they've got the cheek to call everybody else beneficiaries. I'm not even a beneficiary. I have an insurance policy, and I'm getting spoon-fed shit, and I'm not adhering to their own laws or legislation. It's a fucking joke. Anyway, that's my take on the fucking matter. Yep.